the next level.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, editor-in-chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, we are taking center stage on the Own It publishing platform with one of our new amazing contributing writers. Let me go ahead and bring her on in the room. Hey, what is going on,
Hey, Tiffany.
Stephanie? How are you?
Good.
Oh, good. Fantastic. I am so excited to have you. Welcome. I'm excited to have you on our team as a contributing writer. Oh, my goodness, y'all. So, Stephanie, please just take a moment to share with our audience who you are, where you're from, and just a little bit about what you do.
Okay, first, thank you. This is my first national magazine. Very exciting. I've done some local stuff, so this is good. My name is Stephanie Malench. I am a freelance writer. I own my company, Write by Steph, and I have been doing it for almost 20 years, but full-time just me, myself, and I for 3 years now. I am a published author. I've been that for almost 20 years too. So I love writing about anything. To me, writing is a chance to get paid to learn. And I've always been a health nut, and I love to teach people. My bachelor's is actually in early childhood education and in psychology. Didn't really like working with the kids. The parents didn't really want to work with me. Older adults, I loved them, but the settings weren't good. So I decided I would try to help those populations through my writing. Um, I've been in several senior journals, senior newspaper columnists. I was editor of a local newspaper for a while. And that's where I really blossomed and was able to go ahead and leave that job and focus just on being a freelance writer.
Wow, that's awesome. What
And
an
I live in
amazing.
Edwardsville, Illinois, which is 20 miles east of St. Louis.
All right, very
Now,
good.
nowhere near Chicago. People are always like, "Oh, are you near Chicago?" Nope. Chicago is 4 hours from me. I am closer to St. Louis.
I think that was the first question I asked you when we met was, "Oh, you close to Chicago?" Because I do have Chicago. I have a family from Chicago. My mother's side of the Chicago's from, or side of the family, excuse me, is from Chicago. So what's going on, family, out there in Chi-Town? But what an amazing journey. So tell me, gosh, like, how was that shift? Going from being in a job, right? Because there's a lot of people that are, doing that 9 to 5 and they're in that hustle and bustle and they're wanting to break out and go and do their own things. So what do you feel like how was that shift for you?
It was pretty easy. I mean, I had a friend that was very supportive of me throughout the whole time. I had just recently lost my father, so right before COVID, so I was dealing with all of that. And I knew I could do better for myself, and he knew I could do better for myself. So I put in my 2 weeks notice, which didn't really go over well. They're like, "Oh, can't you stay and train the next person?" I'm like, no, I've seen how things go. No, had I listened, I would have been there. Instead of I leaving in April, I would have left in October. So
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you did, just that you were so courageous to, make that move and to jump. So, congratulations to you. So, let's talk a little bit about just, your books and why exactly you decided to write each one of these amazing books.
So my first book, actually, I printed it. The first edition came out in 2005, 2006, somewhere in there, before there was self-publishing, before there was print on demand, all of that. I tried to hire an agent. Agent took my money and didn't find me a publisher. So I took my file and I took it to Kinko's, and I had 1,000 copies of my books printed saddle stitch on plain copier paper. Wasn't going to make good money that way. Was trying to market it to places where it like didn't need to be an actual book. It could be like an insert to a folder, like for home health agencies, hospitals, where they want to stick everything in a folder. Yeah. Tried that approach. They weren't interested in it. So I kind of just let it ride for a little bit. And then after I became a writer and was writing, I'm like, I probably need to have something credible looking that shows that I actually know how to write and I know about books and things like that. So I paid someone to retype the whole book for me, which is only 45 pages long. It's not meant to be long. Yeah. And verified that all the phone numbers were still active, all the websites are still active. And I went and sourced a publisher, took both that and my second book. First book is The ABCs of Living Independently When You Are Older or Frail. And then the second book, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Clean Living, I wrote that as just an ebook 6 years ago. So I took both of those to a publisher, tried to get them prettied up. I did the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Clean Living. I did end up becoming a #1 seller on Amazon for a while. So that was exciting.
Congratulations. That's very nice. That is awesome. Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, congratulations on all of that. I mean, because that's a journey, trying to get your work out there and, sometimes hitting some of those, walls and things like that. And, you're like, no, wait, you know what? No, I'm not going to let this wall, I'm going over this wall. So I just really commend you for, continuing to keep going, because you could have stopped. And no, you said, you know what, let me go ahead and, source the people that can help me and let me get this out there. And what did that do? That made you a #1 bestseller, which is just amazing. So congrats. So what makes each one of the books so unique from other books that are out there on, on these same types of topics?
What makes both of them unique is that they are very small, they're short, they're quick reads, easily digestible. They're 6 by 9 inches and they're like 45 pages each. So you're not going to get weighed down and overwhelmed with, how am I supposed to do this? Or I'm lost. I don't want to go all the way back to the last chapter or things like that. And the ABC book is really literally an ABC book for older adults and their adult children so that they can live at home independently, safely till they pass. And so it's organized. It's like it's by letter of the alphabet. It's short. You can take it when you take your mom to the doctor and know exactly where to go if you don't understand the terminology and aren't comfortable with the doctor, which is another whole topic that I'm not going to get into. But
that's another show.
Yes. And another speaker.
Oh my goodness. But no, those are such important topics though, definitely. And it's so good that you were able to, kind of simplify it for, some of us out there, for everyone out there really to be able to grasp, this information, because, we have so many of our, of our elderly that are, not being able to take care of themselves. So it's nice to have, a resource to be able to share with them. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and then we will be back with Miss Stephanie. Be right back. Thanks. we are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit, taking center stage on the Own It magazine and publishing platform with our contributing writer, Mrs. Stephanie. And how do you say your last name? Is it Malench?
Malench,
Malench.
like a chain link.
Yes, all right, Miss Stephanie Malench. So she is an
That came
author.
years
Just
early childhood education and elementary school kids. They always wanted to call me Malik, the little boy that spelled his name Malik. I'm like, nope, that's not me.
No, I like how you
I'm
said
not
the
your mother.
Malink. I can remember that now. Malink, like the chains. I can definitely remember that. So thanks so much, Stephanie. So welcome back. So we are talking to Stephanie about some of her amazing work, and we're going to get into. You had mentioned, talking about the books. These are health books. These are books to really help you to learn how to move as you get older, and for those that are caring for some of the elderly, to learn how to be able to manage with them as well. So Steph, let's talk a little bit about health. So how do you define health?
I define health in the most basic way. It's the absence of illness or injury. As
Mm,
long as you are keeping going and you can do all the things you want to do and you're not throwing away a whole paycheck on medication, you're probably pretty healthy. It's not what size you wear or what your skin tone is or what your hair color is or any of that. It's literally what you put in your body so that you can get what you want out of your body.
right. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. So I love that. So let's talk a little bit about self-care, okay? Because you do a lot out there. So what does self-care look like for you, Steph?
For me, self care looks like just making sure I'm getting my sleep, which thankfully for me, that's my favorite hobby. Uh, Someone upsets me, it's time for a nap. I don't, my stomach hurts, I'm going to take a nap. The nap is the best solution for everything. And really, just making sure I'm putting clean foods in my body is my self care. That's why I wrote the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Clean Living, because so many people feel icky all the time because they're eating all these fake foods and food like substances and using fluorinated toothpastes and chlorinated cleaning products and all these things that are just all these toxins are building up in our body. And even I read this in a magazine probably 15 years ago. When we die, embalmers are using 45% less formaldehyde in our bodies because there's already so much in it from the products that we put on our body or put in our body.
Oh my gosh, that no, it's so important to clean eat. I mean, I just came back from travel, and being on an island where you have so much, fresh fruit and the fresh vegetables and things like that. There was not a lot of processed foods and things like that. And I noticed that my body performed a lot better, while we were there. And yeah, it took a little bit of acclimation. And I did notice too, it was like at first my body almost got kind of sick for a couple of days, but that was a detox from all the other different things. So I'm so glad that you brought up just, that point of, that we really do need to be mindful of the things that we put in our body. And that is the ultimate self-care for us, is what we put in. Is let's think about this. Every 7 years, our bodies are going to regenerate. So what we put in our body now is going to be what comes out in 7 years. So do we want it to come out with disease and different things like that? Or do we want it to come out vibrant and us to still be able to function, right? Still be able to feel good, because, what we're doing for our bodies. So
Yeah, and I can even track that in myself in my own health from when I was not able to take care of myself as well because I was so busy taking care of my dad and all. He's going to
Mhm.
have been gone 5 years this November, and so my body is starting to reap what I sowed it during those years when my dad was sick and I was busy trying to take care of everything else. So now I'm like, okay, I've gotten through that part.
Right.
Now I need to take care of myself for for now. And I do a lot of different detox things. I've done the detox foot baths. That's my favorite. I've actually graduated out of that because the last 2 times I went and had one done, nothing came out of the water except for out of my feet, except for a little bit of sugar. I didn't have any of the other chemicals that it's supposed to go out. So it's like, okay, I'm happy now. I know even the worst of times, I've done a pretty good job with my health.
Oh, that's great. I'd love to hear that. So who should read these books? Who are these books specific to? Because it really sounds like it's for everyone. If you ask me,
They are, especially in the United States, because the United States does not track the chemicals. We've only banned 15 chemicals in our foods and our beauty products, whereas Europe's banned like 4,000. So I don't think many people in Europe are gonna need that because they're already living the life. They've got it made in so many ways. And then the ABCs for living independently, it's for both older adults and their adult children. As you're trying to help your parents stay out of nursing homes, you're saving the money and getting them prepared to do these enhancements and exercises and remodels and things. And then, because it helped you with your parents, you're going to want to do these things for yourself
right?
and be
Yeah.
able to live at home yourself.
Oh, I love that.
So it's going to be I think these 2 books literally could change the face of America.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, can you share how people can actually get these books if they want to purchase these books?
Yes, they are both available on Amazon. You can Google my author page, and they are both available through there. They are both available both as print and ebooks. I'm still trying to work on the audio books. I'm running into problem after problem with that. And they are both available in Spanish.
Oh, excellent,
The,
excellent.
the ebook and the print publishing. If you are someone like, say, a health coach or a chiropractor or a trainer or someone that creates welcome kits for your clients,
Mhm.
the best way to get the books is by emailing me because I can get them to you at a cheaper price if you order in bulk through me than you would through Amazon.
Nice.
ABCs, if you're a life insurance or health insurance or Medicare agent, open enrollment is right around the corner, and this book would make an
Yes.
excellent addition to your welcome kits. Financial advisors like to buy this book in bulk also because when a parent dies, when an older adult dies, either their surviving spouse or their children are going to
Mhm.
have to start putting some serious thought into these issues.
Right, right. Oh, these are such good points. So, this is for everyone and all those various professionals that Stephanie just mentioned. Tap into this because, again, like I used to be a life insurance agent for a while, and this would have been a great resource to put in. And as you know, I'm HR consultant. I've been in HR for many, many years. So, when you talk about open enrollment, yes, that's something that would be excellent for HR managers and professionals to put in their kits. So chime in, everybody. Definitely tap into Stephanie's resources and help to elevate the employee experience out there, HR managers as well when it comes to this stuff. So that's just my little plug out there for that. So Stephanie, so why should health coaches and other professionals have a writer or an editor in their contact list?
So much of being a small business owner of any kind is how you portray yourself to the public, how you can convey your message. And one of the key things is to be able to convey the same message across
Mhm.
multiple platforms and in different ways. So you may have one thing that you've said on Facebook, but then your website is going after something totally different. Your
Mhm.
emails aren't consistently building on each other. You're not keeping blogs up to date so that people have reasons to visit your websites more frequently. as nonprofits with vision and mission statements. If someone doesn't know who you're serving, they're not going to give you their money. If they don't know you exist, they're not going to give you their money. So communication is just a key, and no one has time to do it all. So that's where I come in. I will do the heavy lifting of doing your writing for you. If you insist on writing it yourself because maybe it's a trade issue, I will edit it for you. Whatever you do, though, just don't use the chat GPT. People are getting burned by that more and more every day. There are more and more stories coming out where people are having their characters lifted because they use chat GPT to do their character development or develop out a scene. People's websites are being scraped to create new material without giving them credit and not putting the material all together.
Wow.
Newspapers are having legitimate news stories scraped by AI bots and reorganizing the material and then not putting key pieces of material so it looks like a poorly written story. I was at a seminar where a woman covered a school board issue and they put quotes by the wrong people and reversed quotes, and the newspaper's legal team had to get involved because someone took their story that they printed and totally caused a total ruckus in the town.
Wow. Oh my gosh, you definitely got to be careful. And you hear a lot of people talking about chat GPT. It makes, life easier, things like that. But as we hear, it can make life very complicated as well. But to your point, I mean, with, your health and wellness, like the coaches and the, health professionals, they don't have time. I mean, I know for myself as a coach, I do not have a lot of time to do, all the different content writing and things like that. And, to have that resource to be able to, get your message out there. I mean, I've utilized, quite a few different people that they don't necessarily get my message. So it's like the message might get out there a little bit different. So you really have to have a trusted source, for sure. And I definitely feel that you would be that trusted source. So again, I have to say, tap into Stephanie and the services and the different things that she definitely has to offer. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut to another quick commercial break, and then we will be back with Stephanie. Be right back. We are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. We have our contributing writer. This is our spotlight on Miss Stephanie Malench. And man, Stephanie, you are just amazing. I mean, just so much that I've learned just out of this interview. I mean, because we've had a chance to speak a little bit, but when we get a chance to really sit down and talk to our contributing writers, it's just amazing, some of the things that we learned. So you've got some health tips and things, because I know you have been through a journey. I say it all the time, I am a social media stalker. So, by trade anyway. And I have watched you out there. So I even went back and was looking on IG and, seeing some of the different things that you've been doing out there for years, just, getting healthy and just doing, the things that you need to do to just show up. So what is your number one healthy tip that you can give to our audience today?
I would have to say just do a variety of things. You don't have to do everything perfectly all the time, but pick something that you want to focus on and focus on it. I'm actually starting a group on Facebook today. I can't believe people actually signed up for it. Usually my posts are so positive they get lost. Only my ones where I'm whining get any traction. But I got this from Prevention Magazine. It's a 30 a week challenge where you eat 30 different fruits, vegetables, nuts, and spices to get variety in your diet. It's not 30 servings. That would be a challenge for a lot of people, I think, too, but 30 different. That way you're getting your variety in of your reds, your yellows, your oranges, your greens, all your different, your spices do so much for you too. Just a little bit of a spice, because it's really just a dried plant.
Right? Absolutely. So what's your
Don't
favorite
commit to
spice?
doing my favorite spice, probably garlic. I'm Italian, so garlic all the way. Garlic, paprika. I like paprika a lot too.
Yeah. Yeah. I love garlic. Garlic is so good for the skin. I mean, and if you do it right, you're not gonna smell either, you know? So I eat a lot
That
of
goes
raw
back
garlic.
to the clean living, not using the nasty deodorants that'll clog up your pores.
That's right. That's right. So, Stephanie, is there any words of wisdom or words of encouragement that you can provide our audience before we close up today?
Just be you. There's no reason to be anyone else. Just be you. Don't succumb to the peer pressures of hating other people, of buying the cheapest, fastest food you can, buying the most obnoxious 6-inch burger that you can find, not doing silly challenges on TikTok. Just be you, but be authentic and be healthy.
Yes, yes, I love that. I love that. And if anybody wants to learn more about you or be able to connect and work with you, how can they do that?
My website, www.writebysteph.com. My email is writebysteph@gmail.com. I also have a Facebook page, Write by Steph, and I'm kind of going to try to get a little better at TikTok, but wait a few months before you try to find me on there.
There's so many different things out there, right? All these different social media things. They'll drive you crazy if we let it. So looking forward to seeing you out there on TikTok as well. So Stephanie, thank you so very much for coming and joining us today, sharing a little bit about who you are and what you do. I'm so excited to have you on the team and to have more of you on our podcast, individually as well as with our group of other contributing writers that are out there. Everyone look for Stephanie's article in the upcoming issue of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, and look for her every month for the next year, man. So she's going to have some amazing content. Check her website out and definitely connect. So everyone, I want to thank you so much for joining us today for yet another Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine podcast. Thank you so much, Own It Magazine and Publishing, again, taking center stage there. We love you so much, and subscribe to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine. It's been in the ticker this whole presentation, and we would love to have you join us and get healthy in every way, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
To the next level.